it's been like a game change, like literally like a life changer. Like I wish there was better words to describe it, but yeah, it's been life changing, and I'm just now like even now that you asking, like, 'cause I don't really even think about it. I kind of just want to like, oh, don't think about it. I don't want it to go away, but thinking of it, it's like, yeah, this is life changing. I don't think anything really kicked in or like mentally until I think once they were like, okay, here's your badge, here's your keys, like welcome to the building. I think then I knew things were gonna be different because I was like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, now I have a career where I can make things happen. Not until I think just this Christmas, and I was able like for the first time because usually I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm kind of just like, oh, you hands in the pocket, hoodie on. And this Christmas, I was like, you know what? Let me go buy everybody something. So I went and ended up buying the family stuff, and they know I'm not good for buying things, and so everybody was kind of surprised, like, why? And it's just because I have it, and I was just like, and this is like the first time where I just realized like, oh, things have like I have a little bit of excess now, where I usually was just like on the fringes. So that's probably been like the biggest change. So I was listening to a podcast at the time, Choose FI. Choose that great podcast, by the way. And they had said the price, and I was just like, not for me at the time. They said the price initially, and I was just like, not for me. And then like a year or two went by, and it came up again. I don't know how or why, but it came up again, the talent stacker. And from there, I was just like, it's got to be a sign because I never thought about it up until like I was sitting at home, and I'm just like, well, no better time to get into it like now. So let's see what happens. And yeah, I started the talent stacker journey from there. Said I kind of was just like, okay, throw the resume out there, just see what happens. Did that for like the first 2, 3 weeks, just mass throwing the resume out there. Um, I maybe got like one or two responses. So after that, it's kind of like, okay, got to go about this a little bit more efficiently because this isn't like this response rate isn't working out. Because at first I didn't have a link. I kind of did everything that Talent Stacker said do except do the LinkedIn. I'm like, I was like, I can figure, all you need is the resume. I got a resume. I'm good. Like I got a resume. Like I don't need the social media. Come on now. So I did that, and then it was like I was getting no responses. I'm like, okay, let's do a LinkedIn. Let's make a LinkedIn. And even people in my study group were like, "You don't have a LinkedIn? Like, what are you?" I'm like, I don't do social media. They're like, "You need a LinkedIn." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't need a LinkedIn. Like, I promise you don't need a LinkedIn. You need a LinkedIn. Anybody that hears this, I promise you need a LinkedIn." I find myself fortunate in that where somebody actually who I did the project with got into an apprenticeship, and from there, they just kind of was just like, if you need a referral to that apprenticeship, just drop my name. I was able to get into the apprenticeship fairly easy. From there, the apprenticeship was able to kind of match me with the job that they were able to also match the other talent stacker with the job. Shout out to Jane, by the way. At the same time, it isn't like I was just resting on my laurels or I just did the project and it's kind of like, oh, I got the admin certification, which is a mistake I initially made when I got the admin certification. I'm just like, oh, once you have it, you get the job. That's kind of what I'm thinking in my head. Like, and that's nowhere near how it goes. You really kind of need to follow the steps that's laid out in the program, honestly. So before doing this, I was like washing dishes, like literally like scrubbing dishes, and have had no idea about the tech industry, how it's like how any of this worked at all. Like keep your focus, keep your head down. I mean, that's I think really what it really takes, and then just forming those connections, getting that network up, and really not. And I don't want to make it seem because I don't know. I feel like I'm making it seem like, oh, I got the network. Like I was just kind of like I'm a networker. Like I'm just using the network to get the job. It's like it's not. I don't want to go off like that. But no, but it's definitely like a community. Like it takes a community. Like you definitely you might be able to do this in a silo, but it's a hike up Mount Everest.